Okay, today we are going to probably talk about the hardest thing that you'll learn all week. It is story problems, everyone's favorite. And our story problems that we're going to be covering are just consecutive integers. So consecutive integers are numbers like 1, 2, 3, 10, 11, 12, numbers in a row, or like three numbers in a row. In this case, we're looking for three on these two examples. Sometimes you're just looking for two. So when you are solving these, the main thing to keep in mind is that your first term will always be known as x. Whether it's consecutive integers, consecutive odd integers, no matter what, your first term will always be known as x. It's the next few terms where you may have to switch it up depending on whether you're doing just three consecutive or three consecutive odds. So for this problem, 24 on page 7 of your notes, they want the sum, which in math, sum means add. The sum of three consecutive integers is, and in math, is means equals 132. So we're going to set up an algebra problem and we're going to set it equal to 132. So in this case, the first term will be x. The second term, so to figure this out, like if you have three consecutive integers like 1, 2, and 3, these three numbers are 1 apart. So to go from 1 to 2, you would add 1. To go from 2 to 3, you would add 1 more. So if your first term is x, to go to the second term, you would add 1 to the previous. So x plus 1 would be your second term. Your third term would be to add 1 to the previous one. Well, if you have x plus 1 and you add 1, it would be x plus 2. So your first term is always x, no matter what. Don't forget, your first term is always x. I can't stress that enough. It's going to help you out big time. Your second term, because we're doing three numbers in a row, it is only 1 apart, so x plus 1. And then your third term, add an extra 1 to that because it's one away or 1 apart, so x plus 2. So now we're going to find the sum of these. So we're going to add these all together and set up our algebra problem. X plus 1 plus x plus 2 means equals 132. And now I've set up my little algebra problem. So just as a reminder, we have the don't call me after midnight to solve. We don't have any distributing to do. We do have some terms that we can combine. So we have an x, an x, and an x. So we have 3x. And then positive 1 plus 2 is a positive 3 equals 132. Subtract 3. 3x equals 129. And then divide by 3. And you get x to equal 43. Now, your answer is not x equals 43 because in the directions, it wants to know what are the three integers. So it's the three numbers in a row that add up to 132. 43 is your first number, and then the next number would be one more than that, 44, and the next number would be one more than that, which is 45. These are super easy to check. Just take 43 plus 44 plus 45. If you get 132, that means that you did it right. If you don't, that means you need to go back and kind of check your work. The answers to these are all in Go Formative as well, so you can check as you go. Most likely, if you make a mistake, your second and third integers in this case, like how you set up your problem there, those would be incorrect. So that's how you do number 24. 25 says the sum of three consecutive odd integers. So we set this one up kind of the same. So first term is always x, no matter what. First term is x. You're probably going to get sick and tired of me saying that, but that's okay. First term is x. Now for the second term, now these numbers are odd numbers. So that would be like a 1, a 3, and a 5. These numbers are not 1 apart, like just normally consecutive integers. These numbers are 2 apart. So that means that this would be x plus 2. So then your third term would be, again, 2 more than the last one. So add 2 to that would be x plus 4. So normal consecutive integers, just +1, +1. Odd integers, +2, +2. Main thing to keep in mind. So we're finding the sum. So we're going to add these all together. X plus 2 plus x plus 4. And then it has the word is, which means equals 57. So now we're going to combine like terms, and you get 3x plus 6 equals 57. Subtract 6. 3x equals 51. Divide by 3. X equals 17. But remember, the answer is not 17. It wants the three integers, the three odd integers in this case. So 17 is going to be your first one. The next odd number from 17 is 19, and then the next odd number is 21. And if you were to take 17 plus 19 plus 21, you would get 57. So that's how you can check it. So you're on your assignment today. You are kind of jumping around a little bit. You're going to do this worksheet here. For 1, 2, 7, and 8, you're just finding two numbers. For 3, 4, 11, and 12, you are finding three numbers. So for number 1 in this case, you would use your first term as x and your second term as x plus 1 because they just want the consecutive integers. And this is all you would add together and set equal to 45 and solve. For number 7, this one just wants two consecutive odd integers. Your first term, again, your first term is always, always, always x. Since these are odd, that means your second term, odd numbers are 2 apart. So you would do x plus 2. Now it only wants these two, so you would add these two together and set equal to 128. So these are your notes for today. Hopefully this helps and makes a little bit of sense. These are the problems that you're going to try. Please pay attention and input your answers on GoFormative. It's the easiest way for me to see what you are doing wrong if you're doing wrong, or what you are doing right if you're doing it right. Any questions, don't hesitate to email me.